Hey there everyone, it's Joe from Bullion Now, bullionnow.com.au, selling you the best bullion bars and coins, shipped to you worldwide from Melbourne in Australia. This is another precious metals price analysis and opinion. It is Monday the 29th of June, 2020. Of course, we look at the big four: gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. Of course, head over to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/bullionnow. As of right now, 4,870 subscribers, so much winning. There's just winning all over the place. Hit the big red subscribe button right here to join the family. Auctions, educational videos, store updates, epic unboxings, which is the stuff that really does our channel really well, all these epic unboxings as well. You know what to do. Head over and join the family. Okay, so looking at gold on the monthly time frame right here, and of course it's priced in US dollars. For a long time I had been suggesting that possibly we may have by the end of June, and this was my big call, by the end of June, which is got another day or so to go, might be reaching the all-time high in US dollar terms at around about 1900 US dollars. Now, the previous analysis, I was suggesting, quite possibly not likely anymore, and obviously where we are now at about $1,775 roughly, I don't see that happening in the next 24 hours roughly, something like that. So that's not going to happen. So that was a wrong call, and I'll always admit when I'm wrong on a call. Looks, you never know, but very unlikely. But let's pop into the daily time frame. And we have since seen this nice little run in the last week or so, from around about 1720 all the way up to, as I said, around about 1775. We're at 1773 roughly at the moment. It looks to me, and this is my opinion, based on the price analysis, that I think in the next 24 hours or a little bit longer, we could, by the end of June 30 on the international time frame, so taking into account America as well, we might have a touch of the $1,800 level. So I could definitely see it moving up to there, and if potentially we go a little bit higher, as sometimes we do when we break a key level, you could see it. I reckon the next place it would top out at would be, if I take a look on the monthly right here, right about there. Can you see that? Let me see if I can get it a little bit closer for you. Right about there, I think, was where we could top out at. So that's around about 1825. So if we're going to have a little breakup, potentially above this 18 level, about 1825 as I think would be the maximum where we would hit in the next 36 hours roughly, taking into consideration different time zones. So that's where I think we could get up to around about 1825 would be the maximum. Don't think we're heading now to that 1900. Hey, it would be a great day if it did, but doubtful at this stage. I think my targets moving down are very similar to last week's. So look, we've got a bit of a level right here. Let me just pop in a horizontal line. Since we've broken through, you can see 1, 2, kind of 3-ish, but maybe this level right here would be a level of support. If we have a short-term price movement to the downside, and you're looking at around about 1,745, 1,750 US dollars would be a level of support. I could even see it bouncing off and then coming back up again. But again, we're on the daily time frame, so you never know. We could have a little spike above up to that $1,800 level potentially. And moving down, I got this previous level of support I'd drawn in last time. From the previous video, that was about 1690. That was a big level that we'd broken through once before. And of course, we've been talking about this yellow trend line right there. So those are the targets moving down. And I've just talked about my targets moving up in the next 36 hours roughly. Let's talk about July though. Let's talk about July. Should I make the call? I don't know. Should I make the call that we could potentially reach the all-time high by the end of July? That is definitely not out of the realm of possibility. I'm not going to make that call, but if it does, look, and this is the month of June right there, and we just tick over one to the month of July. That's really doable. By the end of July, we could, if it did hit the all-time high of 1900. I would not be surprised. I'm not going to make that call though this time. I was wrong on the June call. I'm not going to make a July call, but just if it does, absolutely would not surprise me whatsoever. And I've given you my down targets as I mentioned before. You can pause this video if you like. You can look at these trend lines as well for key levels of support. Okay, let's move to silver. I'm going to try and keep this, as I always say, I'm going to try and keep this short and sharp. Silver on the monthly, well, we've just ticked back into a green candle on the monthly time frame. As I said last time, I think we could have had some room to move down, and I will keep that call for now. And I've got these targets here, right here of what was it, about 1640, 1650, and around about 1620, anywhere between 1620 to 1650 roughly was my call if we move down from here. Looks like we're starting to creep up higher. So the next level I'd be looking at, well, obviously you want to break through that level right there of 1830, but you've got this next level right here. Let me pop that in. Of approximately about $18.90 moving higher. And of course I had mentioned before this trend line, which goes through these key points, and it might butt up against there. So around about that general area, you can see right about there is that sort of $18.90, $19 mark is roughly would be the next short-term level of resistance. And of course moving up from there, you've got that 1970 level. Let me show you right there. Where are we? There we go. That's better. Yeah, around about that 1960, 1970 level. And of course, you've got that big one of that $21 mark. So that's silver, pretty much similar to last time. It does look like it's going to break out potentially in the next 24 to 48 hours though. But that's not a call, just know those are my price targets on either side of the play. That is silver. I'm not going to do Australian dollars for the moment. I'm going to keep this short and sharp, as I said. XPT4. Platinum, since was in the weekly time frame, let's see, in the last few weeks, coming off that high of 865 back down to a low of about 790. I would suggest, and I'm looking this on the fly by the way, didn't do a whole bunch of research looking at the technicals. I like to generally do it on the fly when I can. Yeah, look, still intermediate for me. I'm not going to say we're creeping higher, and I'm not going to say we're creeping lower for now. I'll just give you my previous targets. Let's see right here if I can draw in any. Oh look, we've got that nice little support area. As you can see here, we had that support level of around about 790, so that's pretty good. That's looking healthy enough. A bounce off here, we'd be looking at coming up to this trend line, just depends when it hits. And I've also got this level right here. Can you see that? 1 and 2 touches and almost a third touch there. So that's definitely going to be an area of resistance at around about your 865 level. And moving higher from there, I would even include this area right here at approximately, yeah, that actually coincides with this one right here. You can see this on the weekly time frame. You've got here and you've got here. And so that would be the next level of resistance. If we break up all the way up through here in the next couple of weeks, you'd be looking at around about $910. I will refer you to my previous price analysis and previous analyses for my targets, or you can just pause the video and look at those horizontal lines as the next levels moving higher and the levels moving lower. As I was saying before, this one right down here would be around about 650 is where I think it would bottom out at if we do see a move below and breaking through there. Of course, then we'd talk about that later on if we broke through the 650 level. So indeterminate for me whether I think we're moving higher or lower in platinum for the moment. And let's move to good old palladium. Let's have a look on the monthly time frame. Now on the monthly time frame with the stochastic RSI right here, we are moving into oversold territory. We're not fully there yet, but we're just moving into the oversold territory on the monthly time frame, which tells me buyers might be starting to take control of the market soon. There is some room to move down, and my target before I had said was around about here, around about 1620. We did see that move all the way back down to that 1488 level. We could touch that again, so just bear in mind possibly a little bit more room to move down around about that 1620 level in palladium, and shooting higher from here, because that is the, where are we? Because that is, there we go, right there, the next level of resistance, I would say. And we would need to certainly move above this in order for me to be confident that we're moving higher. And I'll put that right there. Can you see that? Right about there is where we would need to definitely rise above and stay above, and then hover around and see a level of support. So that's at around about $2,250. So for me, that's a big barrier, a big resistance level. $2,250 for palladium, and until we break that significantly above, and then it becomes a level of support, that's going to be your bugaboo for the moment. 2,250 for me personally. Of course, none of this is financial advice, and this is only my personal opinion. I'm not invested in all of the metals. Some of them I am, and some of them I'm not. Palladium, it's one I actually never, and platinum, I don't have either. Platinum or palladium, gold and silver, absolutely. But I do like to keep you guys on top of what's going on with the platinum and palladium price as well, because a lot of you are in those metals. Lastly, let's take a look at the gold to silver ratio. Where are we? So many tickers right there. Let's see. Gold to silver ratio. We've seen a little rise in the gold to silver ratio from the low around about 94. And we came back up over 100. So hovering around the 100 level. And that's because gold has been moving higher, has been moving higher faster than silver has. So with the gold to silver ratio, there's definitely room to move higher. You would find a level of resistance, at least in the ratio, around about here, as you can see right there. I'll put in a horizontal line. And of course, it could potentially butt up against this trend line right there. So it looks like kind of hovering around, centering around this kind of level, around about 108 to 110 in the gold to silver ratio. That's it. Short and sharp. I hope that's been a good one for you. A quick price analysis and personal opinion. Head over to Bullion Now YouTube channel, youtube.com/BullionNow. Join the family, gang. You must join the family, because we do so much great stuff, particularly when we do our epic unboxings. That's when obviously we get a bunch of deliveries in. And if it's something new and then we mention it on the video, that means it's very likely up on the website. And what tends to happen in the current climate is stuff goes really quickly. So you want to be subscribed to the channel, and you also want to hit the notification bell to get notified of a video straight away, because as a lot of people have noticed, a video goes up, we say, hey, it's available on the website, and then depending on the product and how much we have, it can be gone in a matter of minutes, not hours, but minutes. So you really got to be in it to win it. So join the big red, hit the big red button to join the family. And of course, head over to bullionnow.com.au for all of our international subscribers. If you've been thinking of purchasing with us and you're not sure how to pay and all that process, we're actually going to be making a video very soon of how to make payments for international transfers. And we use a company called TransferWise as the payment gateway. I'm going to make a video of how to do it, an instructional video. So stay tuned for that. So hopefully a lot of you international buyers can take advantage of our excellent prices. Of course, bear in mind, everything on our website is priced in Australian dollars. So if you see a silver ounce for $33.60, the dollar sign doesn't mean it's US dollars. The dollar sign is also applicable for Australian dollars and some other currencies out there in the world. So please don't assume it's US dollars. It's Australian dollars. So do your own currency conversion. All right, I've been rambling long enough. We'll see you again soon for another price analysis. Stay safe, and we'll speak to you soon.